Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Jiujitsu2000 here today. I want to talk about comments. And let me get a little more specific. I want to talk about comments on my alone commentary. Now, a lot of you guys are tuning in and watching my commentary, my thoughts on the show. I'm a big fan of the show. I have put in for the show at least 5 times, and I'm passionate about it. I'm leaving these comments and talking about they should have done this, and they should have done that, and they could have done this, and they're stupid for not doing this, and they're fat, and this and that. And some of the people have kind of been defending the cast members in the comment section, including myself. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is not to be bashing on anybody or anything like that. The point that I'm trying to make is these people that are selected for this show alone are not stupid, okay? I'm a very advanced outdoors woodsman. I know a lot of things and I have tons of things to learn, but I'm comfortable out in the woods. I've put in 5 times and have not been selected. So that means the 10 people that get selected for the show come from a pool of probably 10,000 people. So you are not just getting the best, you're getting the best of the very best. These people that are selected are handpicked for the show because they have personalities, they do have some skills, and they're good for television. Now, let's get to the point that I'm wanting to make here. I don't have no notes or nothing, so I'm just kind of rambling on here. One of the points that I want to make is, you know, there's a lot of armchair quarterbacks when it comes to the show, and I try not to be that way. I try to be honest in my criticism and based on, you know, putting myself out there in their position and trying to picture myself in their shoes and what they're going through. And I think that's the way to look at the show, because they are really the ones out there that we have to trust their expertise in. One thing that comes to mind is I had a friend one time that wanted to go with me on an overnighter. And I said, yeah, let's go. And he's talking about he can make a bow drill fire, and I can do friction fire and all this stuff. So we get out there and we get to talking, and I said, hey man, how often do you practice your friction fire? How many embers do you get? How often do you have success? And he says, well, I don't actually go out and practice that skill. And I said, well, then you don't own that skill. And he says, oh no, I know how to do it. I can do it if I had to, but I don't need to, so I don't go out there and practice it. Now, in my opinion, the only thing that he's established, it's not the skill. He thinks he's got the skill, but he really don't. He has the knowledge of that skill, but you can't say that you own it until you actually go out there and get some dirt time, put your boots in the dirt, and make that skill happen. Then you can say, I own it. Otherwise, you know, I could sit here and read a survival manual that talks about igloos, and I know that I can cut blocks of ice and bring them out and pack snow in the cracks and 3-inch hole in the top and put, you know, and layer the blocks so that they rest on each other, and I can live in there with sub-zero temperatures. But do I own that skill of making an igloo? No, I don't. I live in Arizona. I've never went out there and made an igloo, so I will never say I know how to make an igloo, because I don't. I know a lot of things about it. I would know a starting point or how to get going, but all these trials and tribulations that I'm going to see during the process of actually making that igloo aren't going to be factors that I know about until I actually do it. And that's the same thing with all the intricacies of survival and bow drill fires and friction and all these things. There's so many armchair quarterbacks that want to go out there and bash these people that are on the show, you know, putting themselves out there, that don't really own what they say that they're talking about on the screen. It's kind of like martial arts. You know, in Jiu-Jitsu we have 5 belts. White belt, then you get your blue belt, then you get your purple belt, then you get your brown belt, and eventually some will get the black belt. Only 1% of everybody on this planet will achieve that coveted black belt. But if you take a black belt and you hit him in the face, what now? He's a brown belt now. You hit him again, now he's a purple belt. You hit him again, now he's a blue belt. So in a fight, you need to hit this guy enough times to make him a white belt so that you could submit him and win the fight. Okay? Now you're probably thinking, whoa, Jiu-Jitsu2000, you're off on a tangent, man. Where are you going with this? Just hold on, settle down, and I'll settle down too. So the reason I'm bringing that analogy in is because the people that are on alone, they're black belts, okay? But they keep getting hit in the face, so to speak, with all these things that survival is throwing at them. So their skill level does come down as a result of all the suffering that they're going through. So it's easy for someone to sit on their couch at home and nitpick these people while they're eating on their couch, while their brain function is on a high level, reading these owners' manual. I can make an igloo. No, I can't. They think they can. The only thing they've established is a false sense of security in the skills that they think they have. And it makes me frustrated because these people on alone aren't stupid. They've just been hit a few times with life, with reality, with survival. That's what happens. Another aspect to think about. They're out there handling all these cameras, trying to make camera angles, and they're trying to get good angles. I understand that. I'm a YouTuber. And sometimes that will take your thought process away from the true task at hand. I mean, and I hate to bring up a sore spot, but in a previous season of Alone, there was a woman named Mary Kate. She was awesome, and she was using her axe and hit herself in the hand. And everybody's like, oh, Mary Kate's stupid. No, she's not. She, in my opinion, was probably overwhelmed with all of this stuff, had been hit a few times, was down to a lower level, and had an accident. You know, when a person gets overwhelmed with trying to have camera angles and this and that, and they're scared and all these things and hungry, and things happen. Things happen. So we can't lose sight of that the people out there are doing their very best. They're going to make mistakes. The person that's the hardcore armchair quarterback, you need to ask yourself this question right here. Have you ever went 30 days without food? Do you know what that's like? Have you ever went 10 days without food? Tell me about it. How's that? You can read about it in a manual, but do you own that skill? But really, have you ever been 5 days without food? If you haven't, then really, please zip it. You know, be honest in your criticism and be respectful about it, because these people have. And they're the ones out there, they're the ones with the boots in the ground, and they're the ones with the skills or learning as they go. And that needs to be respected. And there's one more thing I want to share with you before I go. I'm going to go make an igloo right now here in Arizona because I know how. If you were to go out in the field with any of these people that have been on the show, there's a good chance that they will run circles around you. So again, I want to say thank you guys for joining me today on this video. I hope this gives you a new way of looking at it, my perspective. I think it's an honest one. I think it's an honorable way of thinking about it. I hope you got some good, useful information out of this video. Please feel free to comment down below and let me know. Am I on point with my thoughts? What do you think? Am I crazy? Let me know. Share your opinions. And until next time, again, thanks for stopping by. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.